up, y'all? Episode 3. You can see we're in a different environment. We're in his man cave now.
Yes, sir.
Doing some construction to my spot. So
Renovations.
yeah, we'll be there soon enough. Hopefully, see what happens. But anyway, yeah, episode 3. I mean, I think we're doing pretty good. Trying to keep up with these episodes, doing them, recording them as frequently. I mean, we still only episode 3, so
Yeah, we
we'll
should
see here.
definitely be dropping one now. That was our goal, to get 3 episodes out so we could put them out back to back to you guys. So we do miss a week, y'all won't be so far behind, and we won't be so far behind. Our goal is to do at least one a week.
Have like a little cushion or something like that.
Yeah.
But
And our other brother ain't here again. He didn't make it. He just started school for his master's, so he's real busy with work and school, and we're not going to really pressure him like we said in episode 1. He doesn't really like talking much. None of us do, but he's very, very more, I guess, timid when it comes to these things. So we ain't going to pressure him, but he definitely will be back on for another episode, I guess, depending on whenever he wants or whatnot.
yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, I mean,
I gotta apologize for that. I know I want Ant to be here, but it's us two gonna take care of it and do it until
plus
he's
he
coming
do got a
here.
lot of going on. I mean, all that schoolwork and stuff like that he's doing. That's
Me and him live close to each other. We're like 7 minutes apart. No, 5 minutes, 4 minutes.
not even.
Ant's like a half an hour. He probably hate
really.
coming up here.
But yeah, man, let's get to it. Episode. So this episode, we kind of what we're trying to do is like trying to make like a timeline of like, childhood and then keep going and like, so we can help everybody out. Like we said, we want to help everybody out from kids to adults, and then just keep it moving. And no, he's not playing the game. He's just
I'm putting some like
football
NFL.
highlights
Yeah,
on.
Eagles coming up this week. So I'm just watching some highlights, getting prepped and all
But,
that while we talk on our podcast and chill.
Yeah, I mean this episode we want to talk about growing up with mental health.
Yeah.
And obviously, kids don't know that, they have I'm not gonna say a mental problem, but like mental health problem.
Yeah, you won't understand it as a
With
kid, especially if you got no
yeah.
one talking to you about it. You may just feel things, and that's exactly how.
But getting
we
to
all
our
were.
age and maybe a little older in your teenage years, like you start to realize, like, damn, this affected me at a young age.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's why we want to talk about that, and hopefully we can help a kid out. Be like, wow, I thought I was a weirdo feeling like this, but like, nah, man, no, and no, nobody's
I mean, some
really
things
weird.
you did, you was a
Everybody's
weirdo
just
for
different.
how you felt.
But some people might call you weird, but
Nah, yeah, of course you're gonna get called weird, but
you're just different.
You can't deny how you feel,
everybody's
man.
different. Yeah, so
Especially for your mental health.
yeah, so growing up with mental health, I mean, for me, I kind of knew at an early age, my mental state wasn't as it should be. Let's put it that way, as it should be. I mean, growing up in the area I grew up in, like we said before, we grew up in North Philly, K&A to be exact.
Yeah, that's where we spent our childhood years,
that's
our youth
Kensington and Allegheny
years.
for the people that's not from Philly.
Zombie Land, with a lot of people outside Philadelphia and PA know it as because of all the TikToks and viral social media posts
We
that
see
are
our
going
house
up.
almost all the time.
Yeah, when they make them videos on K&A,
like, yo, we live right
it's
there.
right there. Yeah, they still got the Chinese store down the block, Kelly's. Shout out Kelly's. She's still open over there. Last time I checked, and the last time I've been around there was probably a month ago, and they still open.
Yeah, that's our little environment. I mean,
So growing up there.
Home life. I'm not gonna say home life was horrible. Home life was not horrible or nothing like that. But we shout out our parents. I mean, our parents are not horrible neither. It just
No, they're not horrible beings at all.
we didn't have
the resources, to base. We definitely didn't have the resources to, as young men, to know exactly what was going on or how we could handle our area or like our environment we lived in. We didn't have like the help that was needed, I guess, to get out of that area or see things better in a clearer view.
Our parents kind of try to do their best in a way. I mean, one parent tried harder than the other one, I can say. But I mean,
yeah, definitely. I mean,
Listen,
it is what it is. That's
it's not
facts.
throwing shots at one of our parents.
Nah,
It's just a known fact, I
it's
mean,
a known fact, and,
that's
and
how we
that,
grew up.
that has a impact on you as a
Yeah,
child growing
it
up.
does. It
Especially when
does.
we that area, like shit, K Nate really was that area that you grew up there. You know,
We have
it
some
sucks.
cousins who who didn't want to stay with
Yeah,
us.
they come by, they use the bathroom, and they out. They like, I'm not staying
They're like,
here.
nah, I'm not staying
This
here.
John Wild.
Had some of our younger cousins, that we grew up with. That's
I mean,
not even
our
cousins.
friends
They're like,
around there was wild.
yeah,
I have friends, I ain't gonna drop names, but they used to walk to the Chinese store with no sandals, no socks. Like we was
yeah,
barefoot out there. It
wild
was
stuff.
rough, and that
Right.
was like a normal thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
wild
I
stuff.
didn't. I had probably some dick Adidas, which I hated, or like some hand me downs, flip flops on and stuff. But
I mean, we had what we had, and we
it is
used
what it is. But the people
Yeah.
I met, my friends down there, my childhood friends, they will always be in my hearts. My mind always. Even though we may not speak to this day, it is what it is. But my brothers being down there, the life we grew up, the struggle, the real struggle. Like we came from nothing. We came from nothing,
definitely.
man.
I mean, I know some people might see it different. That's kind of why what I want to talk about the childhood too, because like.
I don't care what anybody say, bro. We came from nothing. I
there's
don't give a
nothing.
shit.
Nah, but
We came from nothing.
when
You
they
know how many
stood
times?
over, we begged them to stay over. 'Cause we like,
Yeah,
yo,
but
know
we
it'd
made
be
it fun for
different.
them. At the end of the
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
how many times our gas got cut off? We was taking showers with cold water.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? We had to put cold water or like boil hot water on an little electric stove.
Yeah.
Put that joint in the bathroom. Wipe us down with a rag. To get some heat. But that was embarrassing. Mom crying. PGW nut ass one come out there, cut off our gas, look us in our
That
face
was-
and stuff.
That was crazy.
Cops pulling up every day, asking us what we doing and shit, like we doing something bad. But we was never done bad kids. We didn't, be in the streets like that. We was just in the streets being kids.
We did dumb stuff.
Like he said, I was like in this fake gang growing up, like my little cool gang, TBK, yeah, the best kids. And we ain't do nothing bad, but it's just the way we got up living. Like our friends, the stupid shit we did. That's probably was the best part of my childhood, besides hanging out with like you and Aunt growing up, and like the cousins that came over to stay over.
yeah.
Shout out to them, making the memories great. That was the good part.
Yeah.
So we said, we're gonna
But,
talk about good parts too.
yeah, we gonna talk
That's how
about
you
good
make
shit.
the memories last right there.
But yeah, man. Let's just go to realizing. So well, maybe kind of realized that my mental state wasn't as healthy as the kids around my age, maybe even younger and stuff like that. Is kind of meeting more kids, because like everybody meets their neighbor. You live next to your neighbor, you're gonna meet your neighbor. Like, cool, that's that kid, whatever. But then you get to meet more kids around the neighborhood. You get to meet the kids in your school, and you're just like, a lot of these kids don't think like me, or they feel different than what I feel to certain situations or certain stuff and stuff like that. And I
Definitely.
kind of realized, and I'm like, at that point in age, you're not thinking, I don't care what these people think about me. You're thinking like, damn, if I tell them this, or if I act a certain way, they're not gonna be my friends no more. And I liked having friends. It was cool. It was fun. I'm talking about, like, everybody liked
It
having
was in
friends.
that era where you try to fit in sometimes, and
It's
it
like,
wasn't.
I'm not
there.
gonna express too much. Like how you feel now. Getting older, you're like, yo, I gotta express this, or I'm gonna go crazy. Like, it's just stuff like that. I'm not
Yeah,
talking about
it's
crazy,
more
like-
of not caring about being judged by the friend group you was around. It's more being real to yourself.
Right.
And
yeah,
the
so-
people around you start realizing when you real, the ones around you, that's the ones that really are there for you. Like the real ones, like they're not gonna judge you. They're gonna laugh with you. They're
Yeah.
gonna get upset at you when
And-
you're doing something wrong and shit like that. So that's
Exactly.
the group you stay around. The ones that
Exactly.
gonna be real with you when you
Yeah.
being real. You don't gotta
And think
fake
and
to fit in.
just by you saying that, like, thinking about it, like, I'm sure a lot of you kids and even teenagers right now. I
Even
mean,
some
I still
adults
think
too.
teenagers are kids,
Some
but
adults as well.
Anyway, yeah, we when your parents or somebody older that really want to look out for you, and they tell you, are they really your friends? Like, they start questioning them, like, no, if they were your friends, they wouldn't do this to you, or they wouldn't say this about you. Me now thinking about them, like, my mom was right. Like, they really wasn't my friends. I'm talking about, like, some people just want
Yeah.
your company because they don't want to be alone, and they feel like they're bored or they're by themselves. But that was real. Like, yo, like, these guys don't really care. Like, so you got to find those people at a young age too, like, who really care, who really.
That's rare. That's rare when you're young to
Yeah.
find somebody that's gonna
It
to
is
stick
rare
with you
only
and,
because,
and
like
have
I
that mindset.
Yeah, like
because
I
we
said,
think
like,
differently when you.
when you're
It
younger,
takes,
yeah.
like you said, you realize probably younger when you start realize you have mental like mental issues, like not issues like in that way, but like your mental state wasn't there compared to other children or teens your age. Me, it took me probably a little longer. I don't know if that had to do like with me rushing into relationships at a young age, having a child at a young age, or just just not being around, I guess, the people you were around. I've realized that when I was definitely like, oh, I think I am a weirdo, like on some shit, and but it wasn't that. It was just like when I went to remember we both went to McKinley. You stood there till 8th grade, but I left at 4th. I went to Conwell at 5th, so I got to Conwell, and at the time, Conwell Middle Magnet School down Clearfield in Philly. Everybody knows where's that at? You from Philly, but that school was a magnet school, and in order to get in that school, like you had to have some good grades at the time. Like they were really taking tests. It was that one in Masterman or something that was called.
Yeah.
So I got accepted. Like I had one thing about me. For some reason, I don't know if I still got it now, but at a young age, I was very, very like I guess when it comes to education, I was on top of my stuff. I didn't have to study. I was getting straight A's. Like I always made honor roll. Like my mom knew that. My brothers knew that. They came to the assembly in McKinley. I always had honor roll or like a math certificate, reading, science, all that. So I got into Conwell, and that's when I started realizing a lot of them kids that went there, they didn't live in the inner city like us in Philadelphia. You know what I mean? They were outside and they were taking transportation to get there.
Right.
So when I started meeting these other children, I noticed how they dressed. I noticed how they speak. I noticed their friend group. And a lot of them grew up with 2 healthy parents in the household. I actually went to one of my friends' houses growing up for a Madden tournament. And his house, like when I stepped foot in there, I felt like it was like precious, man. Like the way his family was, his
Like a
brothers,
real home.
like a
Like a
real
home
home.
you see on TV.
And I felt so insecure in that household, but he made me feel so comfortable.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this how it should be to be in a family? Is this how you are, raised when you have a healthy home, 2 parents that are like they look
Right.
very happy together. Obviously, now grown up, I know their parents must have go through stuff and all that.
No, of
but
course.
like the way they present themselves, the way they dress their children, the way they made them have manners. Like I have friends in Conwell that weren't still afraid to curse, and it's crazy because that's how my son is being brought up, and he knows. My son is not a saint, but I'm just saying my children. And growing up, when I started seeing these people, started meeting them, some of them became my friends, and to this day, I still know them on social media. May not link or whatever, but I started realizing right there, like, yo, something is wrong with me because, yeah, you definitely, if you got that upper hand, like it will help you develop. I guess like it'll put you on a better track.
They
Maybe you
just
don't gotta
act
focus.
the way you act. They don't talk the way you talk. Like you said, it's just all different. So yeah,
It was a very different environment for sure.
You see and you feel like, okay, now I'm a
And how
weirdo
they handle their
because-
situations, I guess. Like they're when
Yeah,
they had
yeah,
something
of
that
course.
present them, they handled it different than how I would. I wouldn't have shown them, but it was just like, damn, man, like
It's always like that. And then the thing is, like, too, like you said, it just, you're in a different environment. So now you be like, oh, I'm walking in here, I'm a weirdo. And it's like, no, you're
right.
not
I felt like I
weirdo.
did not fit
It's
in,
just-
but he invited me for a
it's just
reason.
the
You know
way,
what I mean?
the way you grew up, the way it's just different for you. It's not being weird, it's being different. And it's cool.
Like
a lot
I
of
instantly
times as
got
a
that
kid-
insecurity feeling when I
Right.
walked in that door, and I started getting like a little panic attack, like what's going on. Meanwhile, like these kids weren't like that. You know what I mean? Like some of them weren't like that. Obviously, they probably went through their stuff, but I'm saying even when I started talking to them more about life and all that, if I would tell them like stuff I've been through, they'll look at me like, "Yo, you okay?" Like, damn, that's what happens over there.
Yeah, kids. that's
They
what I'm
really
saying,
be
like,
that
kids
shot
around
out.
there-
That's shot
And
out.
some people will be like, yo, you're just dumb. Like, why are you even talking about this? Like, and that's the type of people that your mama will be like, are they really your friends? Like, if they were your friends, like back then, like you as a kid, you don't want to hear none of that. You know what I'm talking about? Like, no, mom, these my friends. Like, like shut up. You don't know what you're talking
You
about.
kind of like
But,
closed-minded on that
growing
side.
up, you start seeing, you be like, yeah, you're right. I mean, and I'm not telling kids, yo, pick your friends wisely. It's just,
I mean,
because
at that part you
kids
gotta
gonna be
learn.
kids,
Yeah,
and
you're
do
gonna
what you
learn.
do,
I mean,
and-
just if you could take advice a little bit now, like we really are 2 older guys. We're getting older, at a point in our life where we learned that way. I'm not gonna say learn the hard way. Just learn. We just learned
Yeah,
from
we
it.
just
We just learned from coming from a heavier set background that a lot of kids. Hopefully, a lot of kids. Well, a lot of kids that I met didn't have to learn.
learned.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. We had to learn.
We had to learn it fast, and we had to learn it ourselves. So we kind of, we. That's why I feel like sometimes me and my brothers we're more
Very more
in a
mature
different,
too.
yeah, oh yeah,
For
100%.
sure. Like we only hang out with older guys that got more knowledge. Like I learned from all the from the OGs basically. They paved the way, and we just follow them and make sure we grow and be even better. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, and
we put our own insight on it, and we came up still with the respect that we had. We give everyone respect, whether we agree with you or not. I'm gonna respect you. I'm
yeah,
not gonna talk over you.
100%. That's
I'm not gonna say something that you're wrong. I'm gonna probably not fully agree with you, but that's cool.
and that's just
I'm
the
gonna
way.
learn.
That's just the way we. That's what I'm saying. How we gotta teach ourselves in the places we grew up and how we grew up, realizing our mental state ain't right. But we're gonna do something different. We're gonna try to change this.
Right, right, right.
That's
Because
where
there's a
it
lot
comes
of
to
kids in our
to
situation
the
that was in a
understanding
situation.
part. You know, you gotta. That's when it starts to. You sit there and you be like, I understand. Okay, now I'm understanding why I'm feeling like this. You know, because other
Hmm.
kids didn't grow up like me, and I'm understanding why.
It was an impact. It was definitely impact our mental health.
Right.
That's why
Why
we're speaking
I'm
about
getting
that subject.
anxiety attacks.
Uh huh.
Childhood trauma. It goes back to childhood trauma. A lot of the
Yeah, a
stuff you
lot of
grow up
yes, it
with, a
does.
lot of the stuff you die with, a lot of the stuff you try to teach other people comes from your childhood.
Childhood
So
trauma.
if your childhood was, like fucked up, like you're not gonna come and try to teach somebody else. You gotta first understand, is this okay? Is this right? Like, and a lot of times you're not gonna be okay. You're not gonna be right. Not being okay is okay. Like I know that's so played out
Sounds
because
crazy.
a lot of people who, and I'm not gonna say people that talk about it don't really have depression.
Right.
Don't
I
have
think they just
anxiety,
handle it a different
but
way
a
as
lot of
well, or
people
see it a
do
different
use
way.
that word loosely, and it kind of it pisses me off a lot because a lot of people like I don't know.
Shrug it off,
Yeah,
or
it's
something
just
like.
I don't know. It's just weird, but I don't want to get too much into that because for the people who really do go through depression and the people that really are struggling with their mental health, listen, like you're not alone. And I know you see other people like, wait, he's talking about depression, but don't worry about that. Worry about yourself. If you're not okay, that's okay, 100%. And that's when I'm in my
Yeah.
childhood, going into my teenage years, I started to understand that. And that's why I feel like you gotta start understanding first in order to help yourself. You understand? Don't
Yeah,
think
you
of
gotta
it
start
as
taking
a
accountability in some type of
yeah,
shape,
and don't think
form,
of it
something.
as a negative. Just
Yeah.
look at it and be like, okay, this is me. This is what I am. This
Remember
is what I
that's
got to
that's
deal
just in
with.
your
Like,
it's just in your mental. It's just
yeah,
it's
so
just you. It's not like the world sees you that way, But you paint this picture that you may feel this way, so you think others look at you this way, but that's not true because, like I said, growing up, I met them kids because I was different outside of the way I felt. I try to
yeah,
fit in, and that's why a lot of times I'm not friends with them now. But the thing is, like, people don't know what you're going through, obviously, unless you speak up. For a lot of kids and younger group, it's probably going to be harder for y'all until y'all grow up and learn even more.
hundred
Even though
percent.
you
Oh
feel
my
as though
god,
you
yeah,
know
hell yeah.
everything now, that's how I felt, man. I was
Look, man,
that young hothead, and
I got a story.
it wasn't like that.
Like he said, we went to McKinley. A lot of people know about McKinley and stuff like that.
Yeah, McKinley
So
was
went to
that school.
McKinley. I had this teacher. Did not rock with the teacher. Like it was something about him that just I just
Him or
I
her?
was-
Who you said?
It was him. I think his name was Mr. Robinson, if I'm not mistaken. Damn,
Robinson?
if he watched this, I'm sorry, but listen, I
Nah, I think he
I-
passed away.
you know what I'm talking about though, right?
Tall African American dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he passed away. But
Oh,
it's
dang, that's crazy.
it's cool.
But yeah, I just
R.I.P.
wasn't rocking with him. Like it was just something like and no, I wasn't a good student. No, I wasn't that guy who just crossed my hands and be like, yes sir, on class. Like I was, sometimes I'd be a class clown, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
you
And
didn't
it was
pay
just- it was
attention,
just
that's
cool.
why-
It was just
Yeah,
a
so-
bunch of regular people in school. Like I saw that I was like when I think about school now, I'm like, man, I hated school, but I just think about school back in the day. I'm like, that joint was fun. I ain't gonna lie. Like I was looking forward to school sometimes, and it just. But it's just like when I was in his class, I'm hitting that age where you're growing up. I forgot what grade that was, but like, you're growing up or whatever. And I wasn't rocking with him. Like the way he would talk to me, some of his like his body language it just didn't sit right with me. And that's when I started going through that anxiety phase. I was having panic attacks at that age, and I was just like, so sometimes he'll single me out. And it was just different with him. But, like, with other teachers, they'll single me out in front of the class and this and that. I'll just be like, look, I'm sorry, this and that, whatever. But with him, it's like he made me feel, like, less of a person. Like, every time he spoke to me, every time, like, I feel like he wasn't good to be a teacher. Like, because just because you're a teacher, you don't got to teach the curriculum. Like, you still going to teach the kids something. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you got to take something away from your teacher or not. It just wasn't a good teacher.
Well, I mean, as a grown man, how I am today's day, like if I was a teacher, yeah, some kids gonna get on my fucking nerves, but I'm not I'm not there to make any kid feel less of themselves.
Exactly.
You like, you know,
Exactly.
as a grown adult, like a lot of people may not agree with you. Probably the people when they're like, "Oh, Mr. Robinson was dope with me,"
Right,
but
right. That's what I'm saying. Because everybody's different. It's
if one
different.
kid felt a type of
It's
way,
different.
at
It's
the end of
just-
the day, like as an adult, we gotta do better.
Yeah. It
You
just,
know what I
that's
mean?
when
Especially with them
started-
kids, we don't know what they going through.
That's when I was in that grade, whatever grade that was, I forget. I mean, some of my homies from back then could probably let me know, but when I was in that grade in that class, that's when I started realizing my mental health wasn't good. Because even at home, I started understanding that. You know, sometimes I came to school the next day and I'm just feeling like depressed and stuff like that. He just wasn't helping it. So one day I just broke down in class. Like I just couldn't take no more. And it wasn't because I was afraid. It wasn't because I didn't want to be in that school, in that class, or nothing. It just, I was dealing with something and I didn't know how to deal with it, man. Tears start coming down. And I'm just there bawling. Remember, I'm a kid, man. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. Everybody, what's wrong? What's wrong? I didn't know. I really didn't know. I wasn't scared of the teacher. I was never scared of anyone. I don't know what it was. So I'm just there crying. So he comes up to me. He says, so you going to do this all day in my class? And I'm just like, damn. So now I'm feeling stupid as hell. So everybody look at me. I'm like, yo, let me try. Just chill. I don't know. I'm like having anxiety, panic attack, or whatever. And I'm just like, damn, man. Like, he just making me feel whatever. So I just got up. I'm like, yo, can I go to the office? Like, I need to talk to the counselor or something like that. The counselor was also a teacher. Like, she'll come around, but she was always cool with everybody. Miss Richardson.
Miss
like,
Richardson.
Everybody loved her. Everybody.
Yeah, she was
I
cool.
was cool with her. And when I found out what counselors were,
I didn't even know what a counselor was back then.
yeah, me neither. And then
Seen them in the office, like what they do.
like, that's what I'm saying. At that point in my time in my life, right there, I figured out what a counselor was, what they do. I'm like, yo, let me go talk to her. Maybe she can help me. So I'm going over there. She's like this and this and that, whatever. She was like, you know, like what's going on? Like we can't figure it out. What's going on? So she asking me questions, you know, like the depression questions, the suicidal questions. You know, of course, I was never suicidal. I feel like, and I know a lot of people not going to agree with me with this, but you know, at people who actually follow through with the suicidal stuff, I feel like it's just a weak thing to do. To me personally, it's a weak thing. A lot of people not going to agree. It's just the easy way out. You know, life is hard. Talk to somebody, get that help. I tried. You talk to 3 people. There's 1,000 people around you. Come on, keep trying. Like, just give me one more day. That's all it takes. Give me one more day. That's just me personally. I'm sorry for the people who feel offended. I'm not gonna take that back. It is what it is. But
Okay, I mean that's how you feel.
yeah. So she started asking me questions. I'm like, man, I don't know. So she called my parents in. Of course, my mom was there. My dad wasn't.
Or parent.
Yeah, my dad wasn't. So she's talking to me. She's talking to my mom, and my mom was like, you know, I don't know. Sometimes, you know, he feels different at home. He don't go outside. And
Thing is, our to a disclaimer, our parents, like our parent, majority of the time, mom was there more, 9 out of 10 times. None against my pops. But disclaimer is that my mom was there, right? But I'm not blaming her for anything. Neither my parents.
Yeah, because my mom's a little crybaby. Sorry.
Yeah,
Mom,
I'm
but it's
not-
true.
I'm
She's
not-
a crybaby. So we say something. She's not
She
gonna
gonna
agree
take it
with.
the wrong
She gonna be
way.
like, "Wow, you serious?" And I know a
So
lot of
it's-
you people deal with that with y'all moms now, but
Yeah.
it's the truth. You know, it's just the truth.
So
And a lot of
disclaimer is
times,
like she probably came in was talking to her, but I personally felt like neither of my parents understood me as their child growing up.
Yeah.
I felt like they didn't give me the time that was there. I felt like they wasn't there to give me the talks needed or help me battle through what I was going through. They were just always like, my father was very old school. It's like, stop being a girl, you know, shrug it off.
nothing wrong with being a girl. Hold on, because you said stop.
No,
being a girl.
no, for your feelings, like when we
As
would
a,
cry,
as a boy, as a boy, you know, your
yeah.
pop gonna tell you, stop
Stop.
being a little girl.
They always, you know, back. Everybody knows. Like they always
Yeah,
like
but-
crying is more for a woman's thing. You know, like a girl or woman. I'm not saying I'm not saying I agree with that. No,
Back to
no,
my
but I'm
favorite
saying
place.
I'm saying like I felt like mommy probably came in and started talking, say I don't know, he's this at home. But then again, me personally, if she would have came and said that to me, I'd be like I'll look there and be like, I don't think you really know me or know what's going on. Like our parent wasn't really there. they were just like, I don't know, making it happen. Like I guess for the bills at home, but
Yeah,
I
I don't
feel
know
like
what you want to
the
call that. I mean,
I don't know.
cause
It's very
my mom
confusing.
made it
I'm
happen.
still
I
learning.
mean,
I'm
we
still
still had
learning
a
now.
house. You know, we still
Yeah,
had
yeah,
bills
yeah,
paid.
definitely. That's what I'm saying.
We
I'm
struggled.
grateful
And
for all that.
sometimes, you know, they shut our
She
stuff
made
off,
she
but
made birthday parties for us. You know, she took us out with
yeah,
her little
yeah,
bit of money. I just felt like I don't know. I'm there for my children now in a different sense. Like I don't remember my parents giving me conversations, pulling me to the side, explaining what happened when I did something wrong. Not really explaining why I was punished for it, or not explaining the outcome of what happened to me outside in
right.
life. It was just go back to school the next
Hold on though.
day and
We
handle it.
you
But
always getting off track.
I
You
know.
always do that. You always do that. This. Let me finish the story. We talk about that. So I'm with the counselor. I'm with my mom, and she asking me questions. And I really don't know. So now I go to blaming the teacher. Just, and it's because, I just didn't rock with the teacher. So I go blaming him, and I don't even know if he was the problem. So we go to there to get a thing with the teacher, like a little meeting, me, the counselor, my mom, the teacher. So he started asking me questions. He was like, "Did I really know?" I'm like, "Nah, nah." And now I'm scared to speak. I'm scared to speak up, like most kids are. You get scared to speak up. Don't be scared to speak up.
Nah, something
Somebody
happened.
always
You
really
gotta
has
speak
your
about
back.
it.
Don't be scared to speak up. Talk to somebody. Don't be scared.
And
Like
then again,
how
when
you
you're
feel.
wrong, you better take
Yeah, like
accountability.
I
Don't be
tell my
blaming
kids now,
somebody
if
if
you
you're
feel a
wrong.
certain way, don't get scared to tell me that. Like, even if I get upset, so what? If I want to be petty about it,
You better tell me the
not petty
truth.
because I don't be petty on my kids. That's fucking dumb. But like I tell them, just don't be scared to express how you feel. So at that moment, I was scared, so I didn't want to say, I just don't know what's going on. So I start, I just don't like the teacher. I don't want to be in that class. Boom. They put me in another class. Now I'm with my homies. Like I'm with I ain't gonna name drop. But I'm with my homies. Like we cool in the other class now. I was cool with the people in that class, but boom. So we go, but I'm still getting meetings with the counselor. So they sent me to this place. I don't know what her and my mom spoke about, but we went to this place somewhere in PA. We walk in the building. They evaluate me again. Some different. Now
They
being
tried
doctor. Yeah.
302 to motherfucker. That's what you
Yo,
call
I think that's what
302?
it was. I was
They
I
tried
was
to lock us down
bitching.
in
I'm
the
like, yo,
crazy
I'm not.
room.
Yeah, cause I'm looking at other people. I'm like, yo, I'm not like these people. Like, what's going on? So I'm walking. All of a sudden, we walk to a little room. They evaluate me. Boom. Doctor comes in. He takes me and my mom, and my pop is just staying back. All of a sudden, I heard these loud door bang. Boom, like they locking me in a cage. Boom, boom, two doors closed. My mom was like, all right, you're going to go talk to him in there. I look back, my dad crying. I'm like, oh, hold on. My dad never cries. I'm like, what the
It's like,
fuck is going on right now? So I'm looking around like, my mom's going to talk to him. I'm like, what the hell? So now I'm scared. I start crying. I start crying immediately. Like I said, because I used to deal with them panic attacks, anxiety. Never told no one. People just thought I was a crybaby, right? But I didn't know how to explain that.
he was a
I didn't know
crybaby.
how to explain that. So my family always thought I was a crybaby, which is cool. It don't bother me, right? Crybaby, whatever. So I'm in there crying, talking to the doctor. He was like, listen, we help a lot of kids like you. And I'm like me? What the fuck is wrong with me? Like, again, I'm over here snapping in my head, but like, I'm scared to speak out. So I'm like, yo, like, what's going on? So I was like, okay, thank you so much, whatever. He was like, if you're getting hurt at home, we can help you with that. I'm like, well, I'm not getting hurt at home. Like you crazy? Like my mom would kill somebody if somebody hurt me. Like that's just how it was. Like my mom was like that. So it's like I'm not talking about like that like gangster. I'm talking about like she was always protective of us. But so I'm like, damn, this is crazy. I'm like, I'm looking around. I see other kids. I'm like, damn, a lot of kids go through this. But I'm like, mentally, I'm okay. And then he was like, if you're getting bullied at school. So as soon as he said that, I saw a way to get out. I'm like, yeah, it's just at school. I'm getting bullied. I wasn't getting bullied at school. We was all cool with each other. Like the whole school was cool with each other. Like it's crazy. And I'm
Oh,
just like,
fuck that. I was getting bullied. Shit.
that one time.
Couple
But,
times.
So I'm just like, yo, I'm not getting bullied. Like, and again, it's just like you gotta understand what's going on with yourself. If not, you're gonna be in the situation I am. I didn't know, so I just start agreeing with people. So we go back to the school. I'm talking to the school counselor. She was like, she bringing people in, right? So one of the people she brought in was my homie. So now we talking to the vice principal, and
Yeah, he
yo,
had
I'm
to
telling you,
testify
this is
against
like
him.
this was like my homie in school. Like it's like I'm gonna say probably like my best friend at the time in that grade we was in. So she was like, "Oh, is it him?" Because they knew him for a class clown. Like he was just always messing with people, always doing stuff, but nothing to hurt nobody. Like he was never like that. But so there was like, was it him that And if he watching this, it's gonna be if he ever watches, it's gonna be crazy, man. But they're like, "Oh, was it him?" And in my head, I'm like, "Oh, this is my homie. I'll explain it to him later, whatever." Right? I'm like, "Yeah, it was him. Like he be bullying me, like whatever."
Oh, you a nut. That's fucked up,
Exactly,
yo.
exactly. Now
I
I'm
didn't
like,
even know
yo,
that. That's
I am so
fucked
corny
up.
for that. Like he didn't even do nothing to me. Like, what is going
Yo,
on? So I'm like, damn, man.
he
I'm
ain't your
like, I'm
homie
like,
no
yeah.
more.
So then the vice principal just talking to him, like, oh, don't do it again. And she was like, apologized to him. So he looked at me. He was like, I'm sorry if I ever did anything to hurt your feelings or whatever like that. I'm like, yo, he never did nothing. But like, I don't know what to tell him. So I'm just looking at him like, don't worry about it. But like in my head, I'm like, I don't know what else to tell him, bro. Like, this is what I gotta do. Like, I want to get out the situation. I feel weird now. Like going back to people feeling weird. Like I just feel weird. So I'm thinking everything cool. Right after that, we go to gym class. Nobody talking to me. I'm like, yo,
Damn, it's the
they found
weirdo.
out.
He's back.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, they found out. Like, so I'm looking around. Like, then I see the my homie, the one that I said like was bullying me. So
He ain't your homie now, man.
no, he was, well, everybody else, they were all chilling, playing ball, something like that in the gym. So I walk up to them. He said, "You a nut." I'm like, whoa. So everybody start coming at me. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, bro, it was something I had to tell him. I know you don't do nothing like that. Listen, I'll go back right now and tell him no. He was like, no, he was just coming at me. They were just coming at me. Again, bro, I went to this state of mind. I shut down. I went back to class. I'm feeling emotional. I'm like, ain't nobody rocking with me. We was all cool. They all want to jump me. I was just like, I'm saying all this as a kid. I'm like, damn, man, like, it's
Nah,
a
you ain't
wrap.
get
Like,
it.
this
You
is my
ain't-
last time in this school. Like, ain't nobody rocking with me no more. So I'm like,
That's why I dipped
whatever.
off.
A couple
Sorry,
days
dog.
pass. Nobody still rocking me. Then all of a sudden, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna squash this, man. Like, I just got to. Like, I just got to. So I go up to talk to him. I'm telling him the truth. Everything went down. What happened? He like, damn, like I never knew none of that. He was like, this whole time, every time you left class, I'm thinking because after the fact of what happened, like they told him to apologize. I'm thinking now that whole time you was just scared of me or something like that because I kept bothering you. I didn't know. I'm like, bro, you never did nothing. So it's like a small thing turned into something so crazy. And at the time, when you're a kid, school is a big place for you to be because you're there most of your day. So
Yeah, it's
you're
like
gonna
our
feel
jobs
weird.
now these days.
Yeah, you're gonna feel weird if you don't express that in a certain way. So like to my homie now, I apologize. I didn't want you to be labeled as a bully. I just didn't know what to do. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I mean, I apologized already at the time, but look, man, that's what happened. And yeah, man, that's just a crazy story. And then it goes back to like you were saying how to deal with it. Like that's you gotta deal with it. If not, it's gonna keep trickling to something.
See, now you won't deal with shit like that now, obviously, because you learned.
No, yeah,
So that's what I'm saying. The whole part is about learning, but we're bringing awareness to people saying that, he probably thought he was weird, but at the time, he wasn't weird. He handled it his way as a child. And that's all something about like our parents. Like, I feel like if our parents was more involved, we could have handled a lot of situations better. I know personally me,
100%.
man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could have made a lot of the less dumb bullshit mistakes I made. I made so many stupid, unnecessary mistakes because I didn't have that guidance. And I'm not
Yeah.
going to blame it on them. I'm still my own person for my own actions, but it definitely has an impact when your parents are more involved in your life to be there from choices that you make.
Yeah, so again, we talking about like a childhood, but a lot of you guys is gonna watch. Obviously, almost all of you guys that's watching this is parents. Talk to your kids, even if it doesn't
Yeah,
feel
every
normal
day.
to you
After school,
because it didn't happen to you.
program,
Just talk to your kids. Make sure they're cool. Make sure they're all right.
simple
Don't just
as
help them
easy.
with homework.
Hey, how
help
was
them
your
with life.
day? Tell me what was going
Yes,
on. What did you
yes.
learn?
Goes a long way.
Come
Goes a
on, man.
long
Especially
way.
if you a parent today that know when you was a child you didn't really get that. That's why like I am like that with my children. They get mad at me if I'm too much or whatever. They don't. They love me.
Like, Dad,
Everything.
you're not cool.
I bet that's what you think. Back in there, I was real cool.
Yeah,
But I really
I was that
wasn't.
man back then.
I wasn't. I wasn't at all. But you know.
But nah, it's not even like that. And a lot of your parents, man, like what I'm seeing from nowadays, because there be a lot of young parents nowadays, but even some parents
Yeah.
still like, and even people my age, around his age, like, you guys still think y'all in the high school era. Like, come on, that passed, man.
That's
Like, grow
that.
up. Like, stop
I
trying
mean,
to be
I
your
am.
kid's
Look,
friend.
I got an anime shirt on, like my man cave.
Stop trying to be your kid's friend, man. Be a parent.
Yeah,
Stop
that's
trying
the
to be their
thing. You
friend,
know, don't
man.
worry about how they look and all that. Worry about how they feel. Worry about how your child feels.
I mean, still worry about how they look. They can't be walking around with, like, boogies in their
Nah, I don't
face
mean
and
like that. I mean
shit
like a lot of
that.
parents are like very materialistic on their child.
Oh
I
my
mean that's cool
God.
to each his own. I'm not even gonna say.
Look, if you got it,
to
you
each-
got it.
Yeah, yeah,
If you
but
got it, you got it. But a kid's not gonna remember
nah,
what
they
they're
don't.
wearing on their feet. You
I
know what
mean,
I'm
we
talking
did because we had shit. Like I said, I remember them dick ass Adidas I had that
Man,
one of my cousins gave me.
I was in 10th grade in gym class, and I looked down and my toe poked in my sneaker. Yo, I was so scared. I kept
Bruh.
covering it with my other foot. I was like, what? I don't know
Oh
what to
man,
do.
I used to have ball shorts that look like jeans on me. Them Jones long as hell to my ankle.
Yeah, jorts.
Oh
That was
man, they're crazy.
It was a crazy time.
But, I
man.
mean, no,
That's
no.
for
it's
us.
all seriousness. I mean,
Just don't
talk
don't
to your
be a
talk to your
friend.
children and then talk to your
kids,
children,
kids,
friends.
and you're the parent. As a child and parent, those titles are there for a reason, and a lot of you parents gotta understand that mentally. Like, I don't care how my kid thinks if I'm cool or not. I'm gonna be here to raise my kid. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah.
We're not gonna sit here and raise each other. I'm gonna raise my kid. I'm sorry, I keep looking over here. It's because football's on. That's why. So it's like,
There's something.
I'm
in
not
that
just
background.
dazing out in space and y'all like, look at this crackhead. Like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm just. But anyway, yeah, man. Raise your kids.
It comes
Raise
from the
your
childhood,
kids.
like we're saying. Like, we've started realizing a lot of my mental health problems come from my childhood, man.
Yeah, it's
There's a lot.
childhood.
I think we could do multiple
Everything-
episodes talking about our childhoods.
Oh my God.
So we
forever.
just like sticking to like, you know,
We're
just
trying to
throwing
stick
shit
to
out
some notes
there.
we wrote down and stuff.
Yeah, but it goes everywhere. That's why like this podcast is something for us to just keep speaking and bringing awareness,
Yeah,
making
we
things
just
comfortable
talk.
for guys to
Just
talk about
talk.
how they feel. It's okay to
And
talk
we're
about
gonna-
your childhood trauma.
Yeah, and we're gonna
It's
keep
okay.
expressing that. We're gonna
Yeah,
keep
yeah. You go
expressing
every
just talk.
episode. That's why you see me
Just
bouncing
talk.
around because I feel like this is just a conversation that I speak about
Yeah,
mental
he do
health.
bounce around. I'm sorry, y'all. He might confuse y'all hearing it because he
Come on, yo, why he keep going on? He was just talking about school. He talking about something else now.
Yeah, it's just crazy, man.
I know, but you know, I mean, I just want people to know that it's okay to feel how you feel. Like
And
you were
just
saying.
observe your kids. Like, you don't gotta be like a weirdo parent.
Oh, you
who
can
just
see when stuff going
sit
on.
at the window, but like, you know, even when they talking to you, like, if my kids right here talking, I'm listening, but I'm also observing, like,
Observe their body
what they really
language.
mean and their body language.
Observe the people they're around.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
Yeah,
the
of
things they
course.
don't do around you. Look at a lot of our age of generations that's coming up. A lot of these kids, like, you know, my son, I think he's 9 now. He was at 8. He had a TikTok. I had to talk to his mom, and I'm like, I don't want no more TikTok from him. Like, that's
Yeah,
cutting off. Like, no more
And a
TikTok.
lot of your parents
because
be like, should I take it away?
I took it
That's
away.
you trying to
you
be
know?
their friend. Stop trying to be their friend.
And like right now, he
Stop that.
asked me the other day. He's about to turn 10 in 2 weeks, and he's like, "Can I get it back?" And I'm like, "Nah, not right now." Like I just don't feel like it's good for my son. That social media stuff, they doing them dances, seeing the exposure that was out there and all that. I'm like, nah, like right now, be a kid. Like
Yeah.
don't worry about that. And to him, he wants it probably because I know a lot of the kids he go to school with is like they have all that, and I'm like. It's cool. Like, you don't need that. Don't worry. Trust me. You don't need it right now. And he's not going to agree with me now because he's a child.
Yeah.
But later on in life, I know my kid's going to thank me. Like, you know, my dad took me away from certain situations or
And that's
whatever.
where
And they're
it
going to
matters at.
learn.
That's where it matters at.
You know, like whether I'm not saying he's going to turn out great. I'm not going to say he's going to turn out bad. But no matter what, like, that's going to stick
How
with
I
him.
see it, too, is like, if you raise them right,
It's a better chance for them. That's how I
You-
think. I always feel like it's a better chance.
yeah, you give them that foot on other people.
Like
You know
the
what I'm talking
survey they do when they say, take a step forward if you have two parents growing up in your house. Take a step forward if you have access to
saw
private
that.
education.
Yeah, yeah.
And you see the difference of how a lot of
then
kids that
he-
didn't have none of that shit, which was us, will be in the back of the line with a lot of people will be up front. And
then
that's
at
why I
the
like, I
end,
be
he
like,
said that's what he said too at the end. Is like, now you see everybody who has a head start on you, and that's how
his
I'm trying
parent,
to-
the
and-
parent just
and-
telling him like, look at the head start that people got
Yeah,
against you.
and
Like,
then-
so how you gonna overcome this? That right there, when I see them commercials, I see them ads, I'm like, damn, that's deep. To some people it ain't, but to me, I'm like, damn, that's fucking deep. You know why? Because I'm in the back.
Right.
And to be where I'm at today, I'm super proud to be able to speak about my mental health. I'm super proud of that. To be able to overcome
Right.
certain things that I'm gonna probably stick with the rest of my life. I'm super proud of that.
And
to
again,
have what I have, you know
a
what
lot
I mean?
of the stuff we say, we're not saying that you gotta do that. Like we're
No.
saying, oh, you know, make sure you monitor your kids. We're not telling you how to be a parent.
Hell no. I'll make
again,
mistakes
we're
as a
just
parent
talking.
too. I make
We're not telling you how to be a
mistakes.
parent. We're not qualified for a lot of the stuff we say. We just
None of
say
us
it.
are licensed or anything We're just
My bad.
two brothers talking
Keep
about a
burping and
podcast on
shit.
mental health.
Yeah, like it's just talking. Like I said, yo, this is all about we just talking. But I feel like
Open discussions.
a lot of people around us don't want to speak up. So we took it to ourselves and we said, let's speak up and let's help people. So that's what we're trying to do with you guys, man. We're trying to get y'all to just speak, man. Speak about it. Just talk, make it normal.
And certain
Just
things,
regular,
yeah.
everyday conversation. You go to your family crib, y'all there for Christmas or whatever. Like, yo, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good, man.
Yep.
Just working.
You seen his
This
podcast?
is the everyday thing. Just working, getting money. Nah.
Always,
you good.
yeah.
Like, you good.
Tell me what's going on.
Yeah,
How
like,
your
you
life?
good?
How your life
Like-
been? Like,
Now, when I talk to my close cousins, that's what it be like. Like, yo, what's up? You good? You all right?
yeah, we have deeper conversations now, and it's cool. It's cool. It's definitely
you
cool.
good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm chilling.
Like
Keep it
this ain't the
pushing.
Walmart checkout, man. Like every time they ask me, "You good?" I'll be, "I'm fine." That's all we say every time. Like it's just that's the end of the
Yeah,
conversation.
you
That's
not-
the start of the conversations. That's the end of the
If
conversation.
you're not good, just talk about it, man. And you don't gotta say too much. Like even when you just made a new friend and they ask you good, and if you want to talk a little bit, talk a little bit. You don't gotta talk about everything deeply. Like come on, you just met the person, we get it, we understand. You don't gotta talk about too much. You just talk a little bit. That's what friends are for. That's how you figure out you got a good friend or a bad friend, man. You just talk.
Friends,
Just
family.
talk to me. If I don't know you and you just happen to come across this video, talk to me.
Yeah, send us a message,
Send us
man.
a
Talk
message.
to us.
Say something.
That's
Bro,
cool
I'll talk
with
to
me.
anybody. I don't care.
I'm gonna learn something from you.
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna
that's
learn something
exactly
from you.
what I want. I just want to learn from people. Like you help me, I help you. And I feel like this is what this is doing.
Start
for
off
us.
with the smallest things ever, you know.
Yeah, just talk, man. That's all we can do. Like
Don't
a lot of
force
this-
nobody. You can't keep pushing it because you know certain
No, yeah,
people's the
of
way it
course,
is.
yeah.
But just maybe at the end, drop that thing like, I'm here for you. You know, if anything,
Yeah,
I gotta say in that way. But like, just give them a awareness that is an open ear over here, man. It's a shoulder over here.
yeah, and
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
that's what I want people to understand too. Like even kids, like we're not targeting kids in the video. We're talking to everybody, just on everything. It's just certain topics we talk about. But
Then we talking
know,
about the childhood topic.
yeah,
that's
we're
why.
talking about
I feel like
childhood,
it starts there.
yeah,
It definitely starts
and,
there.
And for, even for some adults, like they be like, you know what, that's crazy because that happened to me as a child too.
Like certain things trigger you. Like when I was a kid, for some reason, you know how like, my mom used to work overnight. 9 out of 10 times, Pop wasn't there. He was out in the street doing what he do. Like, you know what I mean? Like I
It
know
is
what he
it is.
does
It's the
now,
truth.
but it's the truth.
man.
Yeah,
It's
like,
just- you
and when my
can't-
pop see this,
nobody
you
can
know,
get mad at us for speaking the truth, and if you
Yeah.
get mad for speaking the truth, then fuck you. It's
y'all
just-
can't
that's
say
what it
that
is,
I'm
what it
capping
is.
about what I said or anything. And like I said, we all love our dad, man. Like he wasn't an evil human being or whatever. I'm not gonna put too much discretion on what
It's
I'm
just
too much
the
stuff what
way
he was going out there.
It's just the way he grew up.
Yeah, so I gotta speak about my mental health. You feel me? I gotta help myself. My brothers gotta help themselves. So my mom worked overnight. My pop was barely ever there. We was up 2, 3 in the morning by ourselves. Sometimes going out to look for him. All this stuff, man. But
Yeah, a lot of
I had
crazy stuff used to happen,
triggers where as a child that I didn't realize what I was going through at the time. But I knew I was going through some shit because my heart was beating fast. I felt weird. I started crying out of nowhere. If y'all was asleep, but I watched a certain cartoon show at night. Adult Swim. I still remember Futurama, or the John with the meatball and the shake and the
I
fries.
couldn't watch those. They gave me
As
anxiety.
soon as they turn on Adult Swim, for some reason I started getting a big panic attack. And if my brothers were sleeping, you know what I did? I'll wake their ass up doing some dumb
all
shit.
the time. I used
All
to
the
hate it
time.
back
I
then
won't tell
because
them
I
what's
didn't
going
know.
on, but I'll lay next to them and yo, you awake? You awake?
He was like, "You awake?"
As soon as the TV, you still awake, right? I couldn't go to sleep.
They
were
were trying to do
asleep.
something on purpose, like drop something on the floor or something, just to
Something.
wake us up and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry." The whole time he just wanted us awake. And
So it was bad. And that, like, I deal with a lot of anxiety because of that. From that childhood part. Now I know that was my anxiety and my panic attacks.
Yeah.
And then the attachment part, like I have attachment issues that I'm working on. And that's because like I was always trying to look for my dad when he was on the fucking streets, and my mom was working. Like she used to get in
Yeah,
trouble.
but-
We used to call her like 3-4 times a
And she
night.
used to
But
always tell us,
bro,
if
and I'm
you-
not
if you
saying
keep
we was
calling,
teenagers
I'ma
when this
get
happened.
fired, like-
I'm talking about we was kids.
Yeah.
Like my little brother Aunt probably was like 4 or 5 years old. Sometimes you probably was what, like 9,
Yeah,
8.
but-
I was always a year and a half younger than him, so I know this happened when I was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way till I was a teenager, where it started going away when my mom and dad separated. But it got worse. It got worse as I grew up. It got worse. It kept developing and developing, and I didn't have the help I needed. I didn't have the resources. I continue to deal with anxiety the rest of my life, and I am to this day. And it came from my childhood. I could say that now. I could say a lot of my shit came from my childhood.
We was talking probably like, we both just kind of came back from vacation. So it was like right before I think I went on vacation. We was talking. Remember I said I can't go to sleep because the job I have now, I start early. Sometimes I start at 3. Sometimes I start at 5 in the morning. So I wake up an hour before my start times. You know, like people, y'all know y'all got jobs, but I was telling him like, man, sometimes it'd be hard for me to go to sleep. He was like, you what? You only got like 3 hours? I'm like, yeah, I can't go to sleep until like I know my kids are in the room, or like I can't go to sleep until my fiance lay down sometimes, and it's just. I didn't know what was happening, and it's crazy because we just had a conversation. I'm like, I don't know. That's just how I always been. Like,
and I told you it was from your childhood. I was the one that said, I think it's because of the way we were
used to
being
wake up
left
in the middle of the night,
and we was alone.
The only one in the crib. Yeah, my dad used to leave, and my mom was working overnight.
Yeah,
so that John blew my mind.
So you're probably doing this as a mechanism. Like, hey, when my kids are laying down and my wife's sleeping, I'm able to go to bed. Everybody's here. Right. So I need to stay up until it's done. Like I felt and you felt growing up, we had to stay up until we seen our brother, like Aunt sleeping, or you had to see me in the bed, I had to see you in the bed, and we used to sleep together because of that reason. So I think you grew up and you took that with you. Now you handle it a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta say goodnight to all my kids before I go to sleep.
I didn't know why I used to do that. I didn't know why I did that. Then I spoke to someone.
But you got feelings about it.
Spoke to someone, told him, and he brought it up, and it's like maybe it's because, you know, when we used to wake up in the middle of the night and none of our parents were home and we're little kids and we're nervous.
It's traumatic. It's traumatic.
It traumatized you. And now you as an adult, you're like, damn, I can't go to sleep because it's hard for me to go to sleep until I know my kids are laying down or my fiance's in bed. And it's like,
why you do that?
It's so crazy to me. Like, it's so crazy that we just kind of figured that out. Like, and now, like, after he told me that, it's a little bit better for me. It's a little bit better.
Because you probably realizing why.
Because I'm like, yo, I need to chill. That's because, you know, that happened when I was a kid.
That has nothing to do with your children and your wife. You know what I mean? So you probably got to change that a little bit because you know what you're doing. You're carrying something from your past.
Exactly.
And you got to not let it go, but you need to work on it. So maybe you do got to go to sleep earlier. Your kids are good with your wife. Your fiance, you're good. Just go to bed. When you wake up, they still going to be there. You know what I mean? That's how I think about it now. But I'm stuck on it. Like, there was traumatic experience. Like I remember as a kid, like it was like 2, 3 in the morning. They sleeping. I was probably 6, 7 years old. I had underwears on. I ran 3 blocks down. I know the bar my dad used to be at 6, 7. My son 9. He don't even know the streets like that. I was 6, 7. I knew the streets. I ran out there with underwears to find my dad. This motherfucker was in the bar, came out, about to fight 2 guys in front of me, then took me home in underwears, and the bartender yelling at him. You know how fucked up that is in my head? That I still remember it to this day, and I was 6 or 7. And I'm not saying, like I said, I love my pop. I love him to death. I still talk to him. We talk. You know, I accept everything he did just because it's going to help me get through. And you know what? I know my dad going to see because he wants to see us grow. So, and I had some deeper conversations growing up with him because I'm able to speak about it now. And if he sees this, you know, I hope he could work on it himself. You know, my dad got his own demons. So I hope he works on it too. You know, if you've seen it, Pop, shout out. Work on it. You know, like we're working on our shit. The thing is to break the generational curses. Yeah, even though it sticks with us, it's to break it. That was just one. That was just one. It'd be
like 3, 4 in the morning.
That was just
trying
one.
to go and find him, and that shit fucked with us in our mind.
And then some days he wouldn't come back to the following day. I'm talking 48 hours. And then my mom got to a point where she was used to it. And I'm like, this not the way to live. My friends' parents are not like this. Right. The fuck is going on?
Right.
So it's still with us. It's still with us. And that's just a couple experiences. Like, bro, it's
a
lot.
That's crazy. One of the things I wrote down, everyday life as a kid, you know.
That was on some real shit. Like I said, out of that whole 7 days.
Every weekend life. Every week.
Every weekend for sure.
The end, before our parents split up, that's when it got worse. You know, Pop was drinking like every day. It was arguments every day. It was bad.
And the thing is, I barely see my Pop
at the
cry.
Crib every day. Like,
yeah, I barely see my Pop cry growing up. He wouldn't cry a lot. Speaking to my dad now, I know why. You know, it was passed down to him.
Yeah,
and he was introduced to drugs and liquor at a young age, and he didn't have the right resources as well.
No.
I'm thankful that he never talked to us about this until I was like grown, and I had to ask him on some serious level because
Yeah,
I wanted to
basically,
find
because he
out.
wouldn't tell us.
He
We
wouldn't
gotta
tell
ask
us.
him, and
So I feel like the way I could present this to my children now and not expose them to that or speak to them, maybe they don't got to deal with that shit I went through. I pray that they don't got to deal with that shit I went through. Even though they're going to have their own things, it's just like whatever I could take away from them, let me take away because like I want to break that generational curse so bad, man. My kids, if they ever are blessed enough to have children and live to a healthy age, his kids, like I pray that they get to experience a better generational line that they could like
oh,
grow
definitely.
and just make better. Like
We already did so
being
many
raised
things
with
that
two parents in a home,
our
being
families
raised with a
never
nice
did. You know
house,
what I'm talking about?
like not knowing like all that crazy shit. Like, and
And
I
if
know a
even-
lot of people could agree to it because a lot of people been through. A lot of people probably like seeing like, damn, I never had to experience that. I go through other forms of depression, which is 100% correct. Just because you have two parents at home doesn't mean you don't go through depression or anxieties other ways.
Oh yeah,
You know what I
that,
mean?
remember,
There's
that's
that's us. That's us.
So that's why we say it like that. But
Yeah.
I know people with two parents, a loving house, and they still go through depression.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we know that, we understand that.
I'm
So
just
we're
talking
not
about the
bashing you guys.
effect
So a
that
lot of you
parents
guys
have
that-
on you.
Some of
too.
you guys gonna take a lot of the stuff we say personal, and it's too. Calm the fuck.
We're gonna
down.
talk about everything.
Yeah,
So
it's
that's
not,
why I said like
not that serious.
my personal anxiety, depression, panic attacks. It came from my childhood. A lot of it had to do with my parents.
Your childhood is what scopes you to be the person you grew up to be.
I'm surprised we didn't turn out
Fucked up.
7 out of 10 times from where we grew up in our environment. A lot of people that grew up in situations like that, the people they're around, like the people I was with, the people you was with, the people we had to cut off, the environment we lived in, the resources, the few we had. 7 out of 10 times, or maybe 6. I'm not 100% on statistics, but from my experience and the friends I grew up with now, the friends I still see on my social media and where they're at in life, nothing against y'all. I'm not putting y'all down. 7 out of 10 times, I should have been a product like them, like growing up a savage, growing up didn't have what I have, but thank God I have what I have because kind of I don't
We
know.
taught ourselves.
I'm not gonna
We
say we
told
lucky.
ourselves.
We not fucking lucky.
No,
you know what I
hell
mean.
no.
It's
It's
not
all
being
hard
lucky,
work. All
but it's
hard
I
work.
guess it's sticking around each other, teaching ourselves,
Exactly.
and like
we
didn't
knew.
want this. We didn't want that shit.
And that's when it go back to realizing and understanding, because we knew we was fucked up as kids.
Yeah.
And now as an adults, we told ourselves, me, you, and Aunt, we told ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
this is not gonna be us. And we say that now, like people are like, yo, y'all weird.
We
for
still
just keep
saying
talking
it.
about that, but we tell ourselves, yo, that's not us.
It's a reminder,
And then when he
motherfucker.
get
Like,
mad at certain people, and he be like, yo, I'm gonna go tell them, I'm gonna go do this. I look at him, I'm like, yo, Jay, relax. That's not what we do. And I know some of you guys be like, oh, well, y'all think you're on a movie. No, you gotta speak like that. That's not what we do.
We
We're
keep
not
each
gonna
other
go
in
back and do
check.
stupid shit. Like, no, we got families now. We cool. We chilling. Like, this is
Can't
us.
risk
You know
it.
what I'm talking about? Like, and it's crazy because even our close cousins, they don't know a lot about us.
nah, I don't.
All
Just
they
like I
know
don't know a
about
lot.
us-
I don't know a lot about them as well.
No,
Only
of
for what
course,
we
but-
have. But this is. I hope y'all can open up too, man.
Yeah.
This is
And
all
a lot
for
of
us.
things is
For
like-
everyone.
Like I told y'all before telling the story, like a lot of our cousins think I was just a crybaby. And I don't care. That's fine. I like when they say that because it's something to talk about with me. Like they bring me in a story.
That's
we
how they.
laugh about
That's
it.
how they see you, and it's fine.
Yeah, we
that's
joke
how they
about
see
it,
you.
but they don't know the real pain, that real struggle. And a lot of them gonna claim they do, and that's cool. That's fine.
Or they're gonna say
understand.
they can understand it to a
Nobody
sense,
lived
which is
that life
cool.
that we lived. Nobody
right.
lived
And
that.
I didn't live y'all life. That's
Nobody
what I'm
lived
saying.
that.
Like we just gotta bring
And that was
awareness to
it
this.
was real pain. It was real struggle. And then a lot of my cousins, the only reason I wanted y'all to stay over is because we knew that day was gonna be good because y'all there. My parents not gonna
Right.
do
That's
certain
what I
shit
said.
when
That's
we
why I was
got
coming back to
visitors.
the
You know
good
what I'm talking
memories.
about?
Yeah.
My parents not gonna do
My
certain
pop is
shit.
gonna have fun with y'all. He gonna play
A lot
bear
of these
hunt.
people too. A lot of our family, they're gonna be like, "Yo, y'all fucked up for speaking on your dad." One, fuck you. Two,
Oh yeah, you was.
y'all didn't live with our pop. Y'all don't know that.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like y'all don't know. None
And
of
I'm
that.
not like I said. We saying we love the man.
Yeah,
you know
well,
what I mean.
I love
But
my pop.
I got
I mean-
100. I got 1,000 stories that to say something that my dad traumatic
Yeah,
fucked
and
me
like-
up in my head.
Just to bring this up because I know some people gonna be like, "Oh, you love your pop, but you don't speak to him." I ain't
It's a
speak
re-
to my
it's
pop
a
in like
re-
3 years. We just started.
And I
texting.
spoke to him,
It's
what?
Cool.
A week ago. So that
Y'all just don't know.
Y'all
man.
won't know
It's
that.
just-
Y'all won't know
it's-
why.
Yeah, y'all don't know. That's the thing is like, and for a lot of people, not just me. I'm gonna say, what I'm saying, but I know a lot of people can relate to this. When you have kids, your life changed.
Yeah.
Some of you guys, like, when y'all had kids, your life didn't change. You feel me? My life changed, like really changed, and I knew there were certain things I couldn't bring into my kid's life. And
So
one
that
of them
if that means
was my
sacrificing.
pop's behavior. I
Yeah.
couldn't bring that. I could live with it. That's my pops. I love my pops. You feel me? I'll kill somebody for my dad. Like it's like that. Like I really love my parents.
You
And
making
they
that
did
big
what they did.
sacrifice.
they made our life what they made our life, but I love my parents to death. Like, nobody could tell me otherwise. Like, oh, how you love your pop, you ain't talked to him in years. Listen, fuck you. Like, that's why I always come back to. Fuck you. I don't care. You don't know
It's
me.
not fuck you like I'm gonna fight. It's just like fuck
Yeah,
off.
just
Like fuck
like,
off, bro.
fuck
Because
you,
you wouldn't
like-
understand even if I broke
But
it
it's like-
down to you.
I knew my dad's behavior could not go to my kids. Like, my kids could not be around that. I told myself when he had a kid and he told me, yo, listen, like, all I'm going to do is work and this and this and that. He had 2 jobs.
College.
And a third job on call as like a security guard. 2 jobs, a third job on call, and he graduated from college. Come on, man.
While raising
He
my
broke
son,
that
while raising
already.
my son, going through court with his mom. You know, not saying that we had like crazy issues, but trying to figure out this shit. We was both young. We was trying to
And
figure
he
out how
was
we gonna
young,
watch
exactly,
him.
and he broke that. And that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, I knew what I had to do to break certain shit too, and it was I couldn't introduce my dad's behavior into my kid's life. I couldn't do that because it's hard for me and my dad to have a relationship right now, right? A lot of the times that I go through certain shit when I'm an adult, like sometimes when I get drunk and I start talking to my fiance, you know, sometimes I break down, I cry, and then it's always the alcohol that could do that to me.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
just, and it's crazy. That's why I don't really drink or whatever like that. But I was like, yo, my kids can't experience this. Like, there's no way. And that's why nowadays people be like, yo, let's do this, let's do that, whatever. Like, nah, I can't do that, man. My kid gonna be home bored. Like, I'm not gonna do that. My kid.
Nah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, once you have kids, your life is all that good shit. That's a luxury now. Before you had kids, that could have been your priority. It's cool. Go live your life. When you have kids, that clubbing, that spending a bag, a lot of you don't have
That put in time
that's
into
a
your,
luxury.
Yeah, that put
It's
in
your
time
kid's
into other
life now.
stuff.
You feel me? You wanna
Your
have a
homies
kid.
and all that.
It's your kid's life.
I mean,
You're
it's time. It's time to go. It's time to go. Like me and my wife. Like I say, once every 4 to 6 months, which it should be more. And I tell him too, because he do it like once every year. We try to go on a date night. You know, we
that's
try to get the
facts.
kids watch, and we definitely tell each other like we do need to do it more because our wives tell us, you know. But
Yeah,
it's
and I
just
feel bad.
I feel bad because your wife didn't grow up the way your fiance didn't grow up the way my wife didn't grow up the way. So it's like we always be like, yeah, but we gotta do this for the children and children and children, 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 children. And it's probably because of our childhood fucking trauma.
Yeah,
we can't
it is.
leave them. It's
It
just
is.
like
and I try to explain that to people because they be like, yo, when the last time you went on a date? How old is my daughter? 4 years old? I ain't been on a date in 4 years.
yep.
In 4 years, you feel me?
And he- my mom
that's
always-
bullshit. I'm exaggerating a little bit.
It was
in
like
those 4 years,
3, 2,
probably 5 dates. I've been
5
on.
days. It's crazy. I say,
And it's like, and it's
in them 4 years,
and
I
I'm not
probably
saying
had
that to
double
be like,
that.
oh, I prioritize this over that. No, I'm
That's
saying
what I
that
said.
because
We do
I'm
realize.
just fucked up, man.
Yeah,
I can't,
yeah.
The last time I went on a date with my fiance, we at this nice restaurant. We chilling, eating good food.
What y'all say? I wish the kids were here. I feel bad they not enjoying this, right?
I stopped eating my food. I stopped drinking. I didn't want to order dessert. Like,
You start just feeling out.
I'm just
a
like,
little
yo, my
weird.
kid's not here, man. I can't do this. Like, I don't feel
Meanwhile,
right.
the
I don't
the
feel
kids
right.
are cool with grandmom, having a
Exactly.
blast, having a
Exactly.
blast.
But it's just,
It's just
I don't
something
feel
that's
right,
built
man.
inside
It's
of us,
like-
and we need to work on it because you know what, like our wives still need that time alone.
No,
Sometimes
100%.
they 100%
Look,
need that.
do
So
date nights. Do
so
date
yeah,
nights.
yeah. That's why I said like
You have
we
to,
need to
man.
work on that because I'm the
trying-
same way, you know.
Thank God, and every time I pray, I do thank God I have the fiance.
Yeah, I
have
put God
because
always, man.
She's so understanding, man. Like, she'll be like, oh, I want to go there one day, and yo, literally, like she'll send me something on Instagram, be like, oh, we should go here. And I'm like, we will, I promise. I'm so sorry, you know that we don't go nowhere, this and that. And she'll be like, come on, shut up. Like, it's cool. Like, it's okay. Like, I get it, and I just love that. I love the person you are because you put your kids first. And sometimes I'm like, I'm hearing you, but you know, you still need that date night. Like, we still need that one-on-one time to go out there and talk. I mean, we talk a lot too, me and my fiance, and that's what I'm saying.
It's just a different
she's
vibe
so
when you do it without
understanding. It's
the
just
kids.
ridiculous.
Your relationship needed that foundation because the kids need to know that the parents are taken care of as well. Like we don't want
Right.
to end up in a bad situation. Like when I went to DR, I was in a wedding before that. Remember I told you I went to a friend's wedding. So I'm at the friend's wedding and I'm telling them, yeah, like we're going to DR. They was like, oh, only y'all, like y'all too, or y'all taking the kids out? No doubt I'm taking my children. I take them everywhere. They was like, that's good because, you know, a lot of parents go places, don't take their children.
And that
I'm
blows
like-
my mind, bro.
I'm like,
that
how?
blows my mind.
And I bring that up because, like we're saying with the date nights, me and my wife going on 2 years, December being married. We're 8 years together. 2 years being married, and we never had a honeymoon. And then we was talking about on this vacation, like I'm looking at my kids, they having a blast. Kids are kids. They got us a little upset here and there. They did dumb shit.
No, of course.
But they had a blast, and we had a blast. But you know, my wife, one of her dreams, my dreams as our honeymoon, we want to go to like Italy and all that. And she's telling me like realistically, like you know, when you think we're gonna go, and I'm like, to be honest, I'm trying to do it within 5 years. It's fucked up that I said that 5 years. So that'd be 6, 7 years, and I'm still not gonna go on a honeymoon. And that's just my mindset because I'm like, maybe when the kids get a little bigger, I'll feel less guilty when I go on a trip without them.
Right.
And
But
it's just like,
that's when it comes back to you saying breaking the generational curse.
yeah, yeah.
Because it's like you put your kids second and you put your priorities first. Okay, in some situations, okay, it's fine. But some of you guys,
You can't keep doing it.
y'all get in a new relationship and don't think about your kids. You feel me?
I can't do that.
That's wild.
Well, me and my son.
And again, a lot of people in my family do that. And no, I'm not throwing shots at any of you or y'all feel
This
some
is
type
a
of
learning.
way.
This could be a learning development.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
I
if
know
y'all
deep
feel some
down.
type
I know
of way-
deep down they probably go through shit that we don't know. There's things that they do that we don't know, and it's fine.
And that's what I'm saying. We just talking.
Fine. Yeah.
And if you feel some type of way, one, y'all could just hit me up. Y'all know I'm not that type of person to be hyping none of that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Come
Two,
talk, man. See how you
fuck
feel.
you. Again, I don't care how you feel. I do in a certain aspect, but when I'm speaking, I feel like I'm speaking truth sometimes. Like, fuck you, man. Like, you getting mad about it, deal with your emotions, then come speak to me. But you get in a new relationship, you forget about your kids. Now it goes weekends, you haven't saw your kids a couple weekends, and you go on vacations, your kids not with you. Meanwhile, your kids at home, you know, just sitting there.
Yeah.
You're having a time of your life. You don't think that's gonna mess your kids up any kind of way?
They may
Like,
be
think
small.
about
They
it.
may be small, but if
Kids know.
if we're telling you that we took childhood experience, which you know y'all did too, if y'all did, what makes you think your kid's not gonna take it?
Exactly.
What
You-
makes them gonna think
just
like why
because they're
why
small,
why Pop or Mom was able to go there, but why I had to stay here?
or why Pop going over here? I'm not going. Why
Oh,
Mom going over
or-
here? I'm not going.
Or
Why Mom met this brand new guy?
or
I don't know his name.
What I hear, like-
and they over here.
hear kids say like, why I met this person so many times. All right, for me, like I'm with my wife, right? After my split up with my baby mom, my son, faithfully asked him, if I was with other girls, it's probably I were in the middle of before meeting my wife. You know what I mean? My son didn't meet any of them girls. You know why? Because I knew they weren't right for me. I knew I was going through something. I knew they're not going to be right for my son. So I met my wife after the girls or whatever I was seeing and whatever I did, you know, my bullshit. Not my bullshit, my learning experience, my healing. Finding another partner, you may say, or just interacting with the woman when I was in between. But anyway, it took like 6 months for my son to meet my wife. It took me 6 months to ask her to be my girlfriend. And this is like, you know, a few years after I split with my baby mom. Like I said, there was girls between, but my son didn't meet one of them because I made sure my son, whatever girl he meets his dad with, he's not going to see his dad with all these fucking women. He's going to see his dad with probably one other woman. That's my wife. My son could sit here and say, I ain't see dad with another girl besides my mom or his wife. That's it. And that's because
You
for some
knew
reason
that it could mess your
I knew because I know once mom and pop
He gonna
split
think
up,
that shit normal.
mom and pop split up, I gave my step-up a lot of bullshit. I don't want to see my mom with
did.
anybody.
We did.
So I
We
knew
did.
like I gotta be careful with my son. But
Yo.
man, my step-up, I'm sorry, man.
Yo,
I put you
he
through
had
shit.
patience. I threw a fucking
I
potato
remember-
at this man.
One time,
I don't know why. I just one
Remember
day I
what-
saw him talking to my mom in the yard. I grabbed a potato.
yeah,
threw
we
that
used to
shit.
throw shit in his yard, and
Yeah.
then I remember one time he just snapped the fuck out on me. He about to beat my ass. So,
Yeah,
oh
he don't
shit.
speak English. He don't speak
He just
English.
started screaming my
cursing him out
name.
in English. Yo, I was
Yeah,
cracking
and
up,
that was
man.
me, and that's when I was like, you know what, like growing up, I was like, I made sure I ain't gonna do that to my son. I didn't say he was gonna act like that because he was younger, but I wanted to be very careful with who I introduced to my son life because my son is my world, my daughter that I have with my wife now, they my world. So if you in their life, you know, that's a blessing for you because not everybody's gonna be in my kid's life. Not a lot of homies I grew up with, they not in my kid's life. And even if I may talk to them, I'm not gonna let you that easy in my kid's life. I'm not gonna let you around I'm not gonna let you around my
pop is not in
wife.
my
You know what I mean?
kid's life. You know what I'm talking about?
Exactly. So like
it's
you
gonna
really
get
make
like that,
huge
man.
sacrifices. Not everybody I meet is gonna meet my family. That my family is my foundation. And that's probably because growing up, like, that's all I had with my brothers in the crib. Excuse me.
Man, it gets like that, man. Seriously, like, and a lot of time, and for this time, we're bringing kids up a lot because we want to talk about childhood. But
Childhood. And we got kids. Both of us got kids.
Yeah, man, and it gets like that, man.
And
my life, I try to devote it to my kids, man. Everything I do, my kids know. Like my kids now, my 3-year-old comes up to me and she be like, "You work tomorrow?" "Yeah." "You always work?" "Yeah." Because I'm gonna show you this. You work for the stuff you get. If you work hard, you get rewarded.
I always tell them the same thing. I say, "You want what you got, right?" I say, "I gotta go work." I don't want to go work, but I gotta go work.
Yeah, it's just that's how it is, man. You set the example for your kids. If you setting the bad example and then you question yourself, damn, why my kid like this? Probably because you was doing dumb shit, you dumbass. Like, think about it.
Effect definitely has to be on it.
Just because my kid is 5, 6, or 7, they're
not
gonna know that when they're 14.
I just told you I was 6 years old finding my dad in the bar running through the streets of K&A.
One of my worst experiences is, I think, when I was 5 years old. I promise. Want to know how I know I was 5 years old? Because this time that it happened, I was at my cousin's birthday, and he turned 5. I turned 5 before him.
Yeah, shout out Andrew.
It was the 5th. No,
Andrew. Oh no, Andrew. You talking about John then?
It was. I was in the water. I thought I was drowning. I was crying underwater. I came out and grabbed a random man's arm, and he took me to the side. Like, that was one of the most traumatic things in my life. And every time I go in the water now, I just be like, I don't care what happens to me. I'm grabbing somebody's hand and they gonna help me. Like,
well, that was what dream when that really happened.
No, that really happened.
Remember you saying that? Remember I really fucking drowned in the John, and I told you I was stuck for something, like the wave current took me under, and when somebody grabbed me, I couldn't grab nobody. It was you. You grabbed my head and picked me up.
Oh yeah, grabbed him by the neck like the Undertaker. I'm about to choke.
Yo, when I looked at
him, I'm like,
I'm scared of that shit
like,
too.
I'm like, ew, get away from me.
It's like the little wave currents take you. I'm like, Jesus.
It'd be crazy stuff, man. Like, and again, a lot of you people not gonna agree with the stuff we said in this podcast.
But I know what we speaking as facts about our shit, and I'm gonna say Ant, because Ant don't got kids.
Deal with your emotions, then come speak to me. Because if you come speak to me on some hype shit, I'm gonna smack the shit out.
Our brother Ant, right? I'm gonna use him. Yeah, I probably will. Ant, our brother, right? The one who's not here at the time, but even though he don't got kids, I know he experienced the same shit we do, because he's probably like the best uncle I ever met.
Oh my.
Right, in history.
100%.
So this guy,
I'm mad at you right now, Ant. I'm so mad at you right now. But you really.
And we in my man cave with the anime. You know you love anime, dude. We got anime and the Eagles.
Man,
but it's cool. Look.
A whole episode just coming at Ant.
And he going walking through the door. But yeah, there we go. Put the mic on. Anyway, look. I know Ant is the same way. You know why? Because, the times I'm 9 weeks sober too. But I'm going to take about a drinking event. When I drink, whatever it was, my wife was there about to beat my ass. My brother Ant, right? He always made sure he didn't drink and my kids were straight. And I see him with your kids. Whatever we're doing, he's like a dad. He would take our kids and just make sure they're okay. If he see them crying, whatever, he's just always there for them. So I know he has the same thing we grew up with, like with our father and our mother situation. He's gonna help and he's gonna make sure they're safe. Right. He's gonna make sure they're not alone. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying he spoils them. He's just the type, like he probably have the attachment too because he won't leave their side. No. He knows, and I'm like, yo, that right there, that's a W.
When a lot of people say Ant is my first son. Because he's always by my hip, right? Ant was always by my hip since a kid. Sometimes I used to fight Jay because he used to mess with Ant, and sometimes
Ant was on my hip first, and that's why I feel bad because he left my head. Guys,
sometimes Ant used to come to me like, "Oh, Jay did this," and like he wanted me to do something.
They come jump me, yo, and I hated that.
Never
shit.
jumped.
No, yeah, jump me.
But yeah, like so, some people was like, "Ant, my first son," but Ant would come on my crib now, and it's just like.
Yo, he stays over your house all the time. And they grown.
He be living with me for like weeks at a time sometimes. But he'll come over and it's like he don't give a shit about me and my fiance. He just go with the kids like, y'all good? Y'all want something? What we doing?
Play
he
with
goes
them,
outside of the yard and play with them. Like he makes sure they always laughing.
One of them crying, he already getting up. He tell, yo.
Yeah,
whatever, and then he gonna do
one of them cries, he gets mad at me. Every single time.
But like he doesn't understand a parent has to be like, y'all got other kids to attend to. Whatever.
He'll say some dumb stuff. He'll be like, what, you hate your kid? I'm like, bro, no, he did something wrong.
Then he'll tell the kid, your dad don't like you.
Oh, yeah.
Playing around like, yo,
your dad don't love you. I was like, yo, man, don't say that. Obviously, my kids know he be joking because
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
all
yeah.
he and do.
That's how we do.
But
But that's the things we're breaking the generator curse.
yeah,
Whether
of course,
like
man, of
today
course.
speaking about it, I look back and see like, man, our kids really are blessed with the people they have, the uncles, the fathers, the moms.
Yeah.
They're blessed, and I'm glad we could speak about it because my son waiting for our videos to drop. He want to watch it. I'm like,
Yeah,
damn, he
I
really
know
want
be
to see
talking to
it.
me about it. Yeah,
I hope he don't get like feel the type of way and come up to me because he gets nervous sometimes. He'll always ask me, "Dad, you all right? Dad, you all right?" Because one thing, my son see me in bad times growing up. You know,
He
I was a
did.
young father and it was just me and him in an apartment. So he see me in some bad times. He see me cry more
He
than
was-
what a
he-
child
he
should
was there
cry.
for a lot of the-
He
a
was
lot of the
there and it's
bullshit,
fucked up,
man.
but he was the only
That's
thing
why
I
a lot
had
of
at the
people.
time.
A lot of people are close to him too because they know like, not that you was a bad
He-
father,
he-
but they know he.
My son definitely go through more,
It
like
was
a little
rough
bit
for him
more.
growing
Yeah,
up
it was
sometimes.
rough
It
because
was
seeing what he
rough.
had to go through the 2 separate houses he's still living now is much
Yeah.
more stable. At the end of the day, I don't care. Like he don't need nobody but me. I don't say to disregard his mom, but he always got me no matter what. So now he gonna see like, yeah, man, my dad made it out. Now my dad making it out, and I'm doing that shit for him, my daughter, my wife, my brothers, my mama, and my brothers too. That's how the young boys say it. Do it for your mama and brother too. You
Yeah,
know what I'm talking
I
about?
think you just butchered that shit. That shit was so wrong.
I
I don't
did
know.
mess it up.
We got to talk to.
I
Mama
do it for
about
my mama and my brothers too. That's what they say. The young boys are little cousins.
I think you
They
should-
gonna come on and like, let me just edit the video, Jay.
Man, my
Shout out Bombi.
My cousins are into this too, and that's what I'm saying. My family cool as shit, man.
And the thing is, you know what
My
we
older
changed? I
cousins, my
noticed our
younger
little cousins,
they all want
they be looking up to us. They probably gonna make it. They so hardcore, but
Yeah,
you see how they get. They
all my
always
little
shout us
cousins,
out.
All my little cousins and my little brother. We got a fourth brother. Like I said before, we got a fourth brother who's younger than us. They all
Thugs.
gangster.
Yeah.
They're thugs, gangsters. I don't know how because
They cool as shit.
all of them
though.
don't leave the crib.
They do got way better drip than what we had growing up.
I mean, yeah, they spoiled as hell, but but yeah, I mean, they all gangster.
They
all
know
cool,
they looking
so.
forward to seeing our videos because they
yeah,
not
they-
only because they fuck with us, because they know like. I don't know. I guess like
They look
we
up to
change.
us
We be changing their
sometimes.
lives. Yeah,
'cause
they always be looking for us.
They ask us questions. They text us on the side and stuff
Yeah,
like that. They
send us
talk
shit.
to us. We and him see it. Like some people talk to us the way they won't talk to nobody else, and it's because
Exactly.
they,
I got
they
some.
know
I got
me
some
and
young
Jay
boys.
different,
Yeah, I ain't
man,
gonna like I ain't gonna put them out there, but they'll text me. They'll call me first before they call their probably parent on some shit. Just to
Yeah, and a
ask
lot
me
of
a
our
question
younger
or say
cousins,
something.
they got older brothers, and they still call us before they call them. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about? So like, that's how me and him we feel good because we know we're doing something different. man.
Helping somebody.
Yeah,
like
we
I
doing
said, it only
something
takes.
different.
I can help one person, man. I feel amazing because of that.
And
I
a lot
wanna
of the
just
other
help.
cousins, they gonna watch this and be like, man, y'all need to shut the.
Y'all capping, yo.
Yeah, like, shut up, man. Just worry about yourself. Deal with your emotions first, and come speak to me. Like I always say, that's the thing I be saying sometimes. Is deal with your emotions and come speak to me. Because if you speak to me with some emotion, it's gonna be a bad time for me and you. So just deal with your emotions and come speak to me. But yeah, man, like this episode.
It's harder for the younger generation. Gotta see how they talk, they outburst, and I can't
the
blame them
younger
because I was like that.
generation
But if we can help them,
They don't want to
it
hear
helps them a
nothing.
little bit.
They don't
Yeah,
wanna hear
yeah.
nothing. And it's cool.
When
It's
they're
all
right,
right.
right.
A lot of you think you
I was
grown
like
men,
that.
but y'all got a crazy definition of a grown man.
Just be
'cause
careful,
A
'cause
grown
you-
man don't sit in a dirty room and don't do no chores around the crib. A grown man gets off his ass and do what he got to do.
Yeah.
So I just want to let y'all know that. But
And it's fine because y'all still teenagers. Y'all will learn.
yeah, I mean,
kids, y'all will learn.
man, this episode, man, that's what we wanted to target. Hopefully we did.
I know it's still much more we could talk about childhood.
Are we
but
still need some shaping up, man? Let us know in the comments. You know, subscribe to us. Let us know. You know, hit us up personally. We're gonna drop our social medias so you can hit us up, man. I know a lot of you guys want to talk to us.
what we got so far? We got for the What Happened to Men podcast. We have TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram.
Yeah.
Once you upload the video, you will see all of our socials for like What Happened to Men.
Yeah.
Currently, I still have my Facebook. He has Instagram. I have the Facebook. We'll drop that in the information as well. Same with Anthony. He got Instagram. So we'll drop our socials down there. Feel free.
We'll mess around, drop our emails too. Y'all just want to speak.
Yeah,
to us
yeah.
that
I
way,
still
man.
got my college email, even though I've been graduated like 8 years ago.
Man, hold them
But
up.
yeah, just like, subscribe, comment on our stuff. Let us know what needs to be done better. We're always here to
please
learn.
Let us know. Like
Let
I
us
said,
know
we're
if you
not
guys want to talk
professionals,
about
man.
something on the side.
Yeah.
One day we hope to have a special guest on the podcast, like
Not
here
even-
and there.
Not a special guest. You talking about like we getting celebrity or something? We just
No,
we
no.
want guests to
Jason
come
Jason
on.
Kelsey and Travis Kelsey definitely said they're making it.
Oh, they got back to you?
Not the NFL players. I'm talking about our friends.
Oh, okay, okay.
The phonies. Nah, I'm playing. But nah, we want to bring other people that have things to speak about. You know, get their perspective. Like we said, we don't know our cousins, our family or friends. We don't know them.
Yeah,
Their
man.
mental health to extent.
Yeah,
So
yeah, a lot of it.
we would like to bring people
Sometimes
on
we
here.
just
And
want
there.
to bring people on and just
Just to have
joke
a
around
good,
them.
yeah, have to
joke
good
around
show.
them.
So
Yeah,
you'll see
you know?
different
This
faces
is
and
all
stuff.
about being depressed and having panic.
And then
attacks
you'll
and
see some
anxiety.
people that we talk about, and they'll be on here and be like,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
It'll be pretty funny. I know to
I mean,
us it'll be funny.
We might have some arguments on it because some people not going. Like I said,
Yeah.
some people don't like hearing the truth. So you know,
But
it comes
just
down
know
to-
it's brothers. So if you come by yourself, you getting jumped.
yeah. There's no ones over here.
It's
There's
me
no
and you
ones.
versus him every time. Whoever coming on, it's like
Whoa,
you get
that's
you get dropped.
well.
Nah,
no
but yeah.
more J. No more J.
Oh shit.
Nah, man, but yeah, but what I want you guys to take away from this episode, like we said we try to do, we want y'all to take away something.
Oh yeah. Well, what will
Um,
be yours?
My thing is just be a parent to your kids and not a friend to your
Damn,
kids.
you took mine. Cause we was talking about
Please.
childhood the whole time.
Be a parent to your kids.
Be
Not
a parent.
friend.
Be a parent first.
Not a friend.
Be a parent first, because it's good to be a friend to your child, but
When the
it turns
when
out
the time is right.
yeah. Then you could take too long, and you know what happens when you're a friend all their life. They gonna think about them when they're grown. They're
You
gonna
know,
treat you as a friend. You need to
if
know when
somebody told me
when to
this,
be a parent.
Somebody, I forgot who told me this. I don't know if they got it.
I
From
don't care if your
somewhere,
kid cried.
whatever.
Discipline them.
But they said if you don't raise your kids right, you have to raise your grandkids.
It's crazy, right?
But if you raise your kids right, you'll enjoy your grandkids.
And our mom, she don't gotta raise them.
Think about that.
They know.
Think about that. That was crazy. I don't know if somebody.
And you know why you got
read that.
Yeah, I'm gonna break you down, but think about why they would have to raise their grandkids.
Exactly.
Why?
Think about that.
Where's their parent? Why are their parents not raising them?
Think about that.
Okay.
If you raise your kids right, if you don't raise your kids right, you have to raise your grandkids. And if you raise your kids right, you'll enjoy your grandkids. Think about that.
That's good.
Think about
That's a
that.
good takeaway.
But yeah, I want y'all to be parents, but not
First.
their friend.
Be parents first. Friends come after.
Yeah.
Be a child. I'm a best friend to my children, but I'm also their parent first, and they know that shit.
100%.
You know, whether their feelings get hurt. That was a real good one. But we got
You don't know what to say now.
No, I do. I'm saying that was right there around the ballpark of what I was going to speak about. It was about like the parent and take away. It was talking about childhood. Let me see. I just had something else in my head, and you just like kind of threw it off. It would be, I guess, when you go back, like, I guess like that fitting in stuff. I guess like just for like the teenagers and children, like, be you, be real to yourself. Don't put yourself in a situation like this when he was a nut to his friend.
I know.
He learned that. Maybe I could
Yeah,
learn
I
from
talk
that.
about that
That's
all
kind
the
of wrong
time,
because maybe
man.
his
I
friend
talk
felt
about
the type
that
of way
time.
after that. But
And if you ever watch this video, bro, I apologize. Like, it's still
I ain't
bothers
never
me to
know.
this
I ain't
day,
never
man.
knew that. That's why I'm cracking up. That's
still bothers me
hilarious.
to this day,
He looked
man.
at the council, said, "Yeah, that was him." But anyway, like, be real to yourself because you don't gotta fit in with people that fuck with you because you're acting a certain way. Just be real, man. The people just like you. You're not a weirdo for being you. And what you said earlier about the it's okay not to be okay.
It's okay not to be okay.
I guess that put that in there too. Like, it's okay not to be okay. Like, I'm not saying sob and cry every day. Like, try something to work on it like we do. But it's okay that sometimes you don't feel okay. It's okay that this certain group may not mess with you or they may consider you a weirdo. Because I heard it so many times with me. My other cousin Andrew, shout out Andrew, he always did that. Like, yo, my friends always thought you was a weirdo in high school. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. like that's how it was. They probably did, but then they probably didn't.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's truly like just be you to yourself, and you will see that the circle
That's
around
a good
you
one
will.
too, though. You talking about I took a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, be real to yourself. So you can find the people in your life that's gonna like accept you for you, and count you on your mistakes, help you grow from your mistakes, and teach you a little bit about something else that you're so locked in your mind about. Like I said, like people don't know what you're going through unless you tell them. So don't think you're a weirdo because you may feel like shit every day. That somebody else around you is gonna look at you that way. Not just be you.
Yeah, everybody deals with it. Everybody deals with it differently. Some people deals with it with a frown. Other people deal with it with a smile. So
Some people deal with it with a bottle, which I don't advise at all. That's where you get the how you say, like, the drug problems and all that, and alcohol problems.
Yeah, man, guys, man, we're gonna keep dropping videos, but we're gonna try our best. But before I go, though, I want to bring it up one more time because I feel like it was a real sensitive topic, and I don't want nobody being too butthurt about it. When I said if you commit suicide, you're weak. It doesn't mean you're a weak person. I'm just saying you gave up too easy. Just keep trying.
Just know that there's
trying.
other resources, and this is
Because
coming from people who didn't have no resources.
Yes, things will get better. I know you probably went through years of bullshit, but yes, things always get
But
better.
you got to put that work in too.
They do.
Behind your faith, you got to put some work in. Because I could pray to God every day.
Because if you sitting at home and you're looking in your ceiling and you tell yourself,
you're not doing
I'm
nothing.
gonna kill myself tomorrow.
You're not talking to nobody.
But you're just laying in your room.
Did you
give life a try?
And even if you try 10 times and you
try.
fail, like, just keep trying. Life keeps going on. Like
the
whole message to that is like, oh man, we don't want to see nobody hurt themselves, especially people that we know. We don't want to hurt ourselves. I know we spoke about it.
I just don't agree with it, man. Suicide. I don't agree with it. I just feel
like I want you to find a million ways before you ever think about taking your life. To not give up, whether it's somebody you believe in, whether it's a resource that can help you, whether it's yourself saying, I may be depressed for 1,000 days, I want to kill myself, but get up, go find help, get up, speak to somebody, anybody. I don't care who it is. Like, just don't do that to yourself, because you know what? You are worth it. You deserve much more in your fucking life, whether you don't have it right now or not. Like we said, we came from basically crap, and there's people that come from less crap, and there's people that become that came from so much and still want to take their lives. And there's a lot of men that are affected by this, and that's why we said what happened to men. This focus is on men, but we're not, discouraging a woman. We know women feel this way as well. Yeah. So you are worth it. You are loved. You are appreciated. You are wanted on this fucking planet. If you was born, God has a plan for you. Whatever higher up you believe in, they have a plan for you. Okay, so don't walk on this earth. You know why? Because you're here for a reason.
You have to do something, man. But
and if you make mistakes, it's not too late to go on. Like our pop, like I said, if he sees this, like, you made mistakes, but you keep going. Keep changing. I know you're working hard for that now. So you know what I mean, and I know others are too. Wrap it up.
I didn't want to cover you out. Yeah,
nah, you good. He got my Goddard jersey. Look, man, it's my championship belt.
Eagles and Green Bay first game.
Yeah.
Easy dub.
I might be a little sad throughout this week because of my mental health, but when that day comes, I'm gonna be livid.
Easy dub.
Then Green Bay gonna get beat up by the Brazilians after that. They in Brazil, right? They wearing green.
Yeah, but all right, guys, man, appreciate y'all. Seriously, speak to us, talk to us.
Definitely.
I think I'm gonna just go beat Ant up right after this or something.
I ain't trying to Philly. Toll just went up $6. I'm cool. They went up another $1. I'm staying right here in Jersey. I'm about to go cut my grass, guys. After this, I gotta go work. I gotta clean my car.
We just keep talking, man.
Yeah, I gotta watch my wife car.